right, the first thing we're going to do is solve by graphing. Let me ask you, do y'all want to just solve for y and graph them that way?
Okay.
That's what I would do.
I don't want to write this too fast. I want you to explain it.
I am. So, number 1, I'm just going to write my 2 equations real quick, y'all.
I don't know why, but it feels like Christmas.
Okay, I'm going to solve this for y. Please pay attention so you understand. Okay, this is where you were getting stuck the other day, Ben. If I get y by itself, I would subtract 4 from both sides. You can't really take 4 away from this, so I just write it all out. So negative 4x minus 4 equals y. If y'all want, y'all could watch me write it and go over it, and then you could write it. That might say, I mean, it might take longer.
I like doing it because if I just write it down, then I'm not sure what it is.
So do I have y equals?
Yes.
Yes. So over here,
That one. I did the other one.
you did this one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the y was already by itself.
So I'm going to subtract, I'm going to move the 3x, right? I'm going to subtract it over here. So that goes away, and I have to write negative y equals, and that's a negative 3x and a positive 4. We use plus and minus signs, okay, for those to show that it's positive. Now, what's wrong with this y, though? It's negative, so I need to what? Change it. Yeah, flip it, flip everything, move that negative. So y,
is 3x minus 4.
yeah, I changed everything, okay? Now, I have my 2 equations, so, and if you want, well, if it's like this on your study guide, it's like this on your test. Okay, so do you see how they already have a graph there for you? So you'll have one on your test. Sorry. Okay, let me graph them. So I'm going to go, do y'all remember this is your y-intercept, so I go where? Down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my starting point. And, oh, y'all can't see it. From here, where do I go?
Down 4 over
1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. It's all right.
Down 4 over 1.
Yeah, and if you have a ruler, you might want to use a little ruler. Okay, there's that graph. All right, then my next one, where do I start? Down 4. How convenient. I can already see where they cross. Right there.
Down 4 and then
Down 4.
up 3.
Yeah, up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. And this one, I like this one because you can see where they cross. Yep, down 4.
So this would be 0, negative 4.
And then you're going to go up 3 and over 1. So where they cross is your answer. If you put that, that's most of the credit. But I still want that ordered pair, right? Some of you, y'all did this on your quiz. I'll try to pass those quizzes back today as well so that you can look at your quiz to help you on your test. So your ordered pair is 0, negative 4. That's your answer. Questions on that? No.
How did you get 0? Where did you get the 0?
Oh, because here's my answer. This point right here. You don't go over any, so it's 0, and then you go down 4, so it's negative 4. Yeah, you're saying you're on your y-axis.
Okay.
Remember, this is for your test, your first grade. In here.
So
All right.
on the first one you go down 4 and then down 4 over 1.
Yep. Let me pause it for a second. Let everybody get caught up. We're gonna skip to number 4, and I'm gonna come back to those.
Number 2 and 3 a long problem?
No, they're just different, so I just want to make sure and go over all this stuff that we've kind of done, and those are a little different. So I'll do those last. Don't let me forget to do 2 and 3. Number 4, they give us that y equals 7x minus 8 and negative 7x plus y equals negative 8. The one thing that I would do is solve both for y and compare them. There's different things. You could substitute this in and see what happens.
But can we plug and play on like number 6, 7, and 8?
Well,
No, not
yes, yeah. I plug and play on 6 and 7, definitely, and 5. No, not those. Not 4 and 5. Let's just solve for y first. Like I would add 7x over here. Add 7x. So we get 7x minus 8. What happens when it's the exact same line?
No solution.
No, that's if they, like if you graph these and they are the exact same line, they cross at every point. So it's infinitely many. Okay? Infinitely many. And so when you get to this on your test, and you're going to go back to my video and see, right? Another thing you could have done, say that you, this was horrible. You could have substituted this in for the y. Does anybody want me to do that and solve it? No? Nobody wants me to do that.
When they're the same equation.
When they're the same equation, it's infinitely many. If they were, well, let me just keep going and let's see what happens on number 5. Look, on number 5, notice your answer choices. We don't know what these words mean, but look back at number 4. Can you compare to see which ones you would pick? It's just like that on your test.
So it's A?
For number 4,
Yeah.
Is
so
A.
Number 5, how do we do number 5?
so number 5, we're going to do the same way, but look, if it was dependent, I don't even know what that means, or you don't. So look up here and you would see, oh yeah, it's infinitely many. But say your numbers were mixed up on your test. Just flip it over or look at your study guide, right, to see what it means. Okay, so number 5, we're going to do the same thing. Did y'all like doing that way, where you just solve for y?
Yes.
Okay, so if I have x minus y equals negative 4, and then this one's already got a y equals x plus 3. So if I solve for y, I'm going to have to move the x over here, right? Yep, subtract it.
Okay.
So here's my problem, though. I have negative y
Equals negative x.
equals negative x minus 4.
So you're going to get y equals x plus 4.
So change everything, and we have y equals x plus 4. Are those the exact same equations? No, they're not.
Any basketball here, practice is canceled for this week.
Thank you. Okay, so they're not the exact same, so it's not infinitely many. Do they have the same slope?
No.
Yes.
What's the number in front of
Okay.
x?
Okay.
Yeah, so what they are parallel lines.
So if they have the same slope.
But it's going to be no solution. You could graph that on your graphing calculator,
So it's going to be no solution.
so it's no solution. The other type of problem where there would be one solution is if I would say have y equals 2x plus 3 and y equals
So that
4x
one
minus
would
8.
be
See how those are going to cross somewhere.
inconsistent.
Okay? Yeah, so for no solution, it's called inconsistent. You'll just have to look back at another problem to see. Any questions on that?
So it's same slope all the time, or same slope but not the same?
Yes, so no solution is when it's same slope, but not the same.
line.
Yeah, not the same line.
Now if it was like the same slope and then the 4 was a 3.
Then that would be what we did up here. The same exact line is infinitely many. And then if you had something that wasn't even close to the same at all, that's when you put one solution. But I'm willing to bet it's like,
not always going to have one
it's-
solution.
huh?
But it's not always gonna
It's
have
not, so yeah, so on your problems on your test, I'm willing to bet they're one of these top answers, okay? But now all the other ones that we're solving and we're finding the answers, those are one solutions, okay? So a bunch of the other ones, like number 6. Number 6 is gonna have one solution. Let's solve for it, okay? So number 6, I have, and it says, okay, use substitution. Negative 2x plus y equals 3. X minus 3y equals negative 9. So for substitution, you want an x or a y by itself. Let me make sure. Okay, I'm still recording.
Are we just going to do for both like we've been doing?
Do what?
I'm just going to plug and play that.
You can plug and play. I'm going to show you substitution though, okay? You can plug and play. Like try each answer, all right? The good thing is I'm not there to watch who you're working with tonight.
So we can.
Oh, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying I know y'all.
That's rude.
Okay. But what I mean is, well, I'm going to tell you to use substitution and say that Ben is working with Emma and she's plugging them in. Then he may not do substitution and she may not do substitution. They might do the plug and play. But use substitution. Okay, it was just an example. Now, So if I'm doing substitution, I have to have an x or a y by itself, like an x equals or a y equals. So I'm going to solve this one. Add 2x. And you have two different tests. That is another. So please don't copy. That would be awful. Okay, y equals 2x plus 3. Any questions on that? I just moved, my 2x was negative over here. So when I move it, what did it become? Positive. Now, for substitution, that means you take this and you what?
Plug it in.
Yeah, you plug it in. You substitute it in.
So it'd be
X.
x minus 3 times 2x plus 3
Very good, Jessie Kate.
equals negative.
Yep. And what are you going to do with that negative 3? You're going to
That
distribute it.
confused me on the quiz. So, like, is that a positive thing?
It's a negative 3. I'm going to multiply that negative 3. So watch. I'm going to write down my x. What's negative 3?
I got x
Times-
minus 6x
Yep.
minus 9 equals negative 9.
Okay, let me stop right there and see if are there any questions.
Negative 6.
Uh-huh.
and Negative 3.
And negative 9.
Equals negative.
Yep. Any questions? Now,
Whoa, why'd you make it minus 9?
because the negative 3 times the positive 3 was a negative 9. Okay. Now, what is x minus 6x?
Negative 5.
A negative 5x minus 9 equals negative 9. Then what am I going to do to solve for x?
Add 9.
Add 9. No, y'all, and you can get 0. I don't know why everybody always has so much trouble with this. 0.
So negative 5.
Yep, so negative 5x equals 0.
Wait, where's your
Okay,
negative 5?
Oh, because 1x minus 6x is a negative 5x. And then I'm moving my 9 over here. It's okay for numbers to go to 0. It's just a number. Don't be scared of it. Okay? That confuses so many people. Because you can divide 0 by a number. Put it in your calculator. Divide by negative 5. And what's x going to be? 0. Now, you can probably already tell your answer on your, because it's multiple choice. If it's multiple choice on here, it's going to be multiple choice on your test. I'm pretty sure. I'll double check. But I mean, I think,
Test is only 15 questions.
yeah, it's just, it matches this
was
perfectly.
So
So
it's
it's going to be D.
So, and if you wanted to check yourself, look, what's 2 times 0?
0.
Plus 3? 3. So your answers would be 0 and 3. If I was to have plugged it back in. Okay? Questions on this one before I move on? Are we feeling good?
we solve for x right there.
Huh?
And then if, you just plug it
You
back.
should be in a good mood and okay.
We solve for x right there, right?
Yeah, we solved for x. Now you still, if you wanted to go in and solve for y, you would have gotten y is 0 plus 3, which is what? 3. And that would have been the rest of your answer. Is everybody good so far? Yes. Okay. Number 7. Elimination. These are my favorite. 2x plus 3y equals 9. X minus 3y equals negative 18. So on elimination, you're going to have to either add or subtract them together. Do we have any that match? And this is my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah, the 3s, they match, right? So do I add or subtract?
Since they're different signs.
I'm a ding dong.
You subtract.
You're going to add. Same sign, subtract. Same sign, subtract. I have a 3 and a negative 3. So I'm going to add them together.
Hang on.
Okay, I'm waiting just a second.
Wait, same sign.
Same sign, subtract. These have different signs. And what signs you're looking at is the ones you're trying to eliminate.
So we're subtracting?
So we're adding. Because this is a 3 and that's a negative 3. You're looking at the numbers that match. And that's how you're deciding. So I'm adding, watch, what's 2x plus 1x?
3x.
So I'm going to write down my 3x. What is 3y plus negative 3y? That's what has to happen for it to be eliminated. And then what's 9 plus negative 18?
Negative 9.
How do you solve this?
You divide the 3.
Divide by 3. So x is
-3.
negative 3.
And that's your answer.
And, well, that's half the answer. Maybe you can already tell the answer. But if you couldn't, what would you have to do?
Keep going.
Plug it in. Do I need to do that?
No, we got the answer.
Huh? I'm just going to go ahead. I'm sure it's like this, though, where you don't have to. But let me just go ahead. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one. It doesn't matter which one. So I would say negative 3 minus 3y equals negative 18. Does everybody see what I did? Just put the 3 there. Yeah, add the 3 over here.
Negative 3y equals negative 15.
Yep, negative 3y equals negative 15. Divide by negative 3, and you get 5. And that should match up a negative 3 and a 5. They write theirs as ordered pairs. Your x comes first, then your y. Think alphabetical order, right? Hopefully we got that down. X, Y, Z. Yeah. All right. Questions? No?
Keep going.
Keep going. All right. Let me just... You could at least be thankful.
Better than geometry.
All right. The next one, also, it says, what are solutions? Y'all, you can graph, you can substitute, you can use elimination, or you can even try plug and play. I don't know what will happen.
Substitution better than elimination.
Really? What
I do too.
do y'all want me to use substitution for 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do substitution for 8 and elimination for 9. Deal? Okay. That way we get practice for both. All right, here's number 8. And here's my other equation. I'm going to do substitution. So how would I solve for x? I'm going to subtract that 3y. So I'm just going to write it. I move my 3y over here so it's negative. Is everybody okay with that?
Wait,
I didn't write it out, but I moved my 3y to the other side so it became negative. Are we kind of getting used to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, y'all need me to wait?
But
Okay.
So you.
but you subtract.
I subtracted 3y.
Then it becomes negative.
Yeah. Do y'all need me to write it out?
Yeah.
Okay, watch. If what I did was I had x plus 3y equals 12. I subtract the 3y from both sides. That's what I didn't write out. So I get x equals negative 3y plus 12. Okay? So I just moved it over. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in for my x. Instead of writing x, that's what I'll write. So it's 2. And then let's write all that stuff.
Negative 3y plus 12
Negative 6.
plus 6y.
Equals 9.
So it's
Negative
negative
6 y plus 24 plus 6 y equals 9, and you're going to get 24 equals 9.
I'm gonna-
0 equals
You got it.
15.
Okay.
So no.
I'm about to write that.
Wait,
Okay, y'all need me to
so-
stop for a second?
No.
No?
She said, oh, no.
What happens is a negative 6y and a positive 6y, they are gonna, since they're on the same side, I just do what it says. Negative 6y plus 6y. It cancels out. I get 24 equals 9. Is that true? No. 24 is not the same number as 9. So you're going to put no solution. If you had done this doing elimination, you would have gotten to the same point. It would have not been equal numbers, okay? So we're going to try number 9. I have a feeling, what do y'all have a feeling it's going to be?
Wait, so you just
I have a feeling it's going to be a
six
feeling.
y?
Yeah, because negative 6y plus 6y is 0.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna
I do too. But just because it's like that, sometimes on the test, listen, when I go to the test and I press the button for it to mix them up, sometimes it may not. So don't assume if one's no solution, the next one's infinitely many. Because I think on the quiz
it's
that
gonna be no solution because they all are gonna cancel out. No.
we'll just see. We're going to work through it and see what happens. But don't make any assumptions, okay? Because your test automatically generates.
Say infinitely many.
Okay, so since they're different signs, we're
So yeah, this one's different signs. Yeah, so you're going to add. That's what I'm going to do. Number 9. Can I see that? Let me write it out.
We're adding, or you said?
Yeah, because they're this different signs. Sorry, I was about to say
okay.
same.
Is it because the first two ones are different signs?
It's okay. No. Which ones do you want to eliminate? The 3s or the 2s? Pick.
You already know what the answer is.
It doesn't matter, but just pick whichever ones. The 3s. Okay. If the 3, then that's what you're looking at. That's the sign that matters. They are different signs, so we add.
Okay, and then if I did that and then I went to the 2s and they were the same, would I subtract those?
Nope.
No,
You just, once you decide that you're adding your, like, look over here on my other elimination. Which one was I getting rid of? The X's or the Y's? The Y's. So that's the number I have to look at. Since they're different signs, I'm going to add. And I have to add the entire equation. So this one, I have to add the entire equation, which it just so happens that everything cancels out. So, well, not everything. Oh yeah, everything. 3x plus negative 3x. 0. Negative 2y plus 2y. So pretty much all of that goes to 0. What's 3 plus negative 3?
Yeah, that's 0 too.
Does 0 equal 0? Yes, it does. So it's infinitely many. And you should see that answer choice.
Oh, yeah, I was wrong.
We're getting there.
I said C.
Okay. Oh, I forgot about those being on here.
Don't forget about number 2.
No, yeah, I'm not. Okay, we are going to go ahead and do number 10. If you just have to. Okay. Number 10. A jet ski company charges a flat fee of $27 plus $2 per hour to rent a jet ski. Another company charges a fee of $16.50 plus $3.75 per hour to rent their jet ski that's the same. Find when they're the same. It says use a calculator. Y'all, do y'all know what I would do to show that two things are the same? What would I put? What's an equal sign? Okay, to me this would be the easiest way to do this. You set them up, and it says round to the nearest whole number. So, yes, sorry, that's an X. I tried to fix it, and I've tried to fix it, and I made it worse. Does everybody have, yeah.
Why did you put X's on the...
Okay, well, I could have put any variable. I really would have put an H, but since we've been dealing with X's, I did that. But it says it's $27 plus $2 per hour.
Okay, so the X is...
Isn't that what it says? Yeah, that's what your hour is. Because, yeah, if it was 1 hour, it would have been $2. But if it was 2 hours,
Okay.
it would have been 4. That's such a weird number. Okay, then the other one is $16.50 plus $3.75 per hour. Do y'all see how I wrote that one?
Yes.
And then they want to know when they're equal. It says use a graphing calculator, which you could put these and find where they intersect. That's one way to do it. You could put y equals and y equals this, graph it, and find where they cross. Or you could just set them equal, and then what do? Solve. Combine. Huh? So let's just... So, well, I'm going to subtract the 2x from over here. And what is 375 minus 2x? Okay. Any questions so far?
I'm an idiot. Hang on.
Now we move 1650 over.
Now we move the 1650.
So we 1050.
So I'm subtracting it. What is $27 minus $16.50?
10-15?
I'm just trusting you.
Oh, that's my head to it. I
Me
don't know.
too.
Yeah, because you said 50 and then it's 17 plus 10.
Whoa, that looks like that should be 11.
No, because it's 50.
Okay. And then what do I do with that 1.75?
Divide.
Divide by it. So type that in your calculator. 1050 divided by 1.75. What do we get?
6.
Exactly 6?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it said round. So I figured it would be not that. Anyway, so you get B. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
That okay. Did some of you graph it?
No.
No? Okay.
Now,
You
if
could,
wanted to, would you just press Y
Okay.
equals...
and you would have typed this in.
7 plus 2.
You got
And then on the next y equals, you would have typed this in,
And then you press
and when you
Y.
graph
The
them,
only number you
press
saw was the one about
press
Second.
second, calculate
Yeah.
number 5, and that intersect, enter, and it should give you 6. So that's the same thing. To me, this just was basic algebra. Like it goes back to basic algebra. So I thought that was easier. Now let's look at the next one. A group.
Can we do our test right now? Get it over with?
What we can do, I'm gonna have to print it. Right after we're done with this, I've got to run print your test. while y'all work on some new stuff. That I'm good. Either way, if any of you want to start on it, y'all can. You can watch. Okay, number 11. Keep paying attention. Let's finish up. A group of 36 people attended a ball game. There were twice as many children. You need us?
How many people you have in here now?
13.
Number 11. There's like a little shortcut, super easy. If you read this part where it says there are twice as many children as there are adults, there is only one answer. If you look at all the numbers where there's twice as many children as adults, it's obvious.
Is it gonna be like that on test?
Probably, but I'm going over it. Okay. I'm going. Yes, because if it wasn't like that, I don't want you to be like, well, you didn't go over it because you said. So I want to go over it just in case. So first of all, 36 people attended the ball game. So we have adults and children. So what letters do they use? A and C. A and C. So if I have adults and children added together, how many of them were there? 36. Does everybody understand that part? There's a total of 36. I don't know how many are adults and how many are children. So I'll just write those letters to represent them. Then the next part says that there are twice as many children as adults. So for the children, to solve for how many children there are, I would have to double the amount of adults. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're saying children is 2 times however many adults there are.
Okay.
And then, but you can, like I said, I'm sure, like on the test, just look at your answer choices and see 12 and 24. The 17 on part D, that's twice as many adults, and that's not right. There were twice as many children as adults. That's the only answer. Okay, let's keep going. Number 12. Am I going too fast?
No, I think you're doing just fine.
Look, y'all are acting so nice just because y'all are happy about all this school we're missing and take-home tests.
I was getting worried about your class.
Well, I knew today was study guide day, but I didn't.
I won't see y'all Friday. I won't be here Friday.
Okay, so
Number 12.
Say we turn our test in Friday though. Can we just bring it and put it on your desk?
Well, what I would do is I should have a sub in here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to have a place for the sub to but I'll be here till 8:30.
Oh, okay.
So if you can get your test to me by then. But like I said, I recommend doing it when? Tomorrow. I mean, like tonight to turn it in tomorrow. Okay. Now, this one, when I go to graph, yes, you can use your graphing calculator, but you're still going to have to put it on the paper. So this is the shaded thing. So on your test, I have resumed this, right? Yeah. I'm just going to read this. I'm going to go down 1. Does everybody remember that? We go down 1, make your point, and from there, where do I go?
Oh, you're gonna go
Down 3 and over 1.
Over
1, 2, 3, and over 1. That's where that -3.
solid line.
Yes, and it is a solid line. Thank you for saying that because I didn't even check.
Yeah.
Me too. It is a solid line because of the equal sign underneath. Now, where do I shade? Am I going to go? You finished it, James? You finished that sheet? Yeah, okay. You're going to go up or down? Down. So it ends up down here on this side. Okay, so there we go. Is everybody good with that?
So you go up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1.
So I went down 1 and made that point. Then I went down 3 because it says -3. Down 3 and over 1.
So it went to like -4 right there?
Yes, and then over 1. Yeah.
Okay, and then it's gonna be.
So now, this one I'm going to do a different color. So our starting point is down 2. This is going to be a dotted line. I'm going to go
2 and then up 3.
up 3 and over 1. Question there. Okay, and it is a dotted line.
I did solid. It's okay.
Well, it won't be on
I know
your.
the difference.
Yeah.
It'd be color.
Okay, and then this one is greater than, so it's above.
Up 1, over 1, so it's that.
That one, hold on, I need a new
Is it
pen.
that little bitty section?
So I'm going to go ahead and just do this. And then where it overlaps is right here.
Wait, where'd you color in?
Above. above this line.
Oh, I thought you colored the right.
No, it's not to the right or to the left. It's up or down. So
At
when
least
you
yours
go,
is.
I think
I just
they're
did two
all
solid
in the same
lines.
order. When you go up, like if you pick a point, if it's greater than, go up. That tells me the color on this side.
Okay.
If it was down, you would go down. Like if it was less than, you would go down, and that would have told me the color on that side.
Okay.
Okay. That's not going to show up in that video. Oh well. Okay. Let's keep going. So we got our answer. Everybody's good on that one? Yes.
Let's go to Drake.
Wait, what was the answer?
Oh, this is the answer. This is the answer. I'm looking for dotted line. There's points for that. Solid line and shading. Okay, on number 12. That's what I'm looking for. 13 is weird. What I would suggest is graphing it on your own and then comparing. Because to me, this looks like a mess.
Can I
Looking.
graph it on one of those?
You can graph it, yeah, and see which one it would match. That's fine. So let me look at.
Wait, on 12, where did they cross?
Well, it doesn't matter where they cross. All it matters is the shading.
Oh,
So
it's
I'm
the
just,
graph.
yeah, your answer is the graph. You don't have to put anything else other than your shading and stuff. Okay.
Oh, I need to figure out.
All right, over this?
Yeah. Hey, can you give me that stamina?
Yeah, I need it first.
Okay, so it's gonna be, would it be down one?
Now, whenever it's
Hold
in
on.
those
That'll be
parentheses,
right one, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Hold on. Are y'all going to do the top one first? Jace, would you pass that to
So
her?
the top one would be, what would that be? Yeah, up 4.
This one's weird. This one's weird. It's just at 4.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so
It's at 4. It is a horizontal line. So I'm going to go up 4, and it's a solid line, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is y's, well, it's not greater than yet. That's just y equals 4. Greater than that is where? Up here.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna
All
go,
right, questions on that part? Oh, you want it, Jesse Kate?
Yeah, sir.
and then we're gonna go,
For the next one, we have a V, right?
oh yeah.
Do you go from right one?
And so I'm going to write my equation down. All right, so I'm going to go to the right one, and our slope, it's just been wonderful. It's just been once. Now, is it a dotted or a solid line?
I mean, yeah, no.
A dotted. So you're just going to go up, like, to every corner, up 1 over 1.
Oh, so it's B.
So you go.
I thought
Now, so see, on yours, it's going to show you, like, your answer choice is where they cross. That's what you're going to have to decide. Now, this one, where is it greater than that?
Woo, buddy.
Where's it greater than this? Above? All in here. So now let me ask you, where do these graphs cross? D.
Yeah.
Compare, that's why,
Can you do the blue one? Like, can you collect me again?
yeah. So if I went, I know it's a V because it's
Okay,
absolute
see, I
value.
worked mine out on A, so
So we go right 1.
Right.
So I'm right here. My slope is 1, so I'm just going up and over 1 at a time, you know? And it's a dotted line. It's the greater than sign, so I shade all above this, all in here. Now, your answer, though, is where they cross. Where do they cross? In this little segment right here. Which one matches that? D. Do you see how that matches? So on your test, I really suggest that you do a graph separate, okay? And compare. Okay, we're getting there, y'all. Number 14. And we're doing,
Wait, so the answer was
Fantastic.
D or B?
it's D.
Okay.
It was D. That's where they cross. Number 14. Negative 8x plus y equals negative 23. 4x plus y equals 1. How do y'all want to solve this? Substitution? See, I would just pick elimination. Let's pick elimination. And are we going to... Yeah, well, so we're going to subtract them. What's negative 8x minus 4x?
4, no.
Negative 12. Negative 12. Negative 8 minus 4. Did everybody get that?
Negative 12.
Negative 12x. And then my y's, if you had y minus y, goes away. And what's negative 23 minus 1?
Negative
24.
24.
Negative 24.
Then what are you going to do to solve?
Divide.
Divide by negative 12.
X equals 2.
X equals 2. You could already see your answer. But if you couldn't, what would you do with that x?
Plug it
Plug it
in.
in.
Plug it in. I would just say 4 times 2 is 8 plus y equals 1.
So it's
Subtract
Hang on,
8
right there. I swear half of these answers are D.
and y is negative 7. It's random. Like, I don't even know what the answers are.
2 and 3, remember?
Yes, so I'm on 15. Now, on your test, instead of 3 equations, it's got 4, but it's the same thing. Okay,
Apples is 10.
yeah, that's how easy this is. Okay, this is like, I get these math memes all the time. He's always in those math memes. Why is he always in it? Is he just like in memes like this?
Because you didn't call him on his cell phone. Then it would be with
Okay.
That's where it's from.
Now, this is what our equations look like, and this is similar. It's really not exact, but if this was just for fun and it's worth points. So yeah, your apples are 10, right? Because of 10, 20, 30. Bananas because they would.
And then coconuts are 2.
And then okay, everybody good with that?
Yeah.
Because 4 minus 2 is 2. Now there's going to be 4 of these on your
So
test.
we just leave this up here blank.
Did you not
Bananas
understand
are
4.
Bananas are 4.
Bananas are 4.
You know, 10 plus 4 plus 4.
Okay.
Wait, how y'all do this?
Okay, just say, if you have.
Let me
an
pause
apple,
it.
You mean,
so y'all
you
can
know,
talk it out.
10 plus just 10.
Be done. Okay, number 3, we have, just ignore these notes. Yeah, number 3 is just like the other one. It's a word problem, and I think it wants you to set them equal, but let me read it first to make sure. A rental car agency charges $135 plus
Tax.
$35 a day. And so I'll just use the letter D. Okay, now I'm going to leave a space. And then it says the other agency has a $127 fee plus $36 a day. And then, of course, it says use a calculator, but they want us to find when they are the same, which is an equal sign.
It's 8. And you subtract.
And then, yeah, and you subtract the 35D. That's nice because those actually go to 1D already.
I don't know, Mom, but it's like a straight Christmas vibe in here.
Then we subtract 127.
Wait,
Yeah, what do you have? Got a question?
so you just brought down the rest? Like you just brought
Yeah, so I brought down, those canceled out. So I brought down my 135, my equal sign, my 127, and that just went to 1D. Are you good?
Yes.
Now I'm moving my 127 over here by subtracting. So what do we get? I think we get 8. So that's the number of days. It says round to the nearest whole number, but we didn't need to round. Okay. So I need to go make a copy.
Well, what's the thing where
So are we not doing 2